All right, we back with another video, man. Like I told y'all, I did part 2 on this. It's out on my channel now. I recorded part 1 and I did save the kids in the same video, but I couldn't upload it. It was bullshit. So if you want the first video to re-react to it, I will. It might not be as entertaining because I'm re-reacting, so it's not genuine. You feel me? But if you want me to, I'll do it still. You feel me? But yeah, we here with the ending Logan Paul's biggest scam. Before we get into this video, I want to say rest in peace to Big Scar. I don't know what the fuck happened to how that nigga died, but that nigga dead. And he only, 22? I think that's what they said, 22. I was like, damn, bro. I ain't listened to him like that. I'm not going to act like I was listening to him all the time. But I heard some songs by him, you know what I'm saying? Especially off of the, that Grim Reaper tape or Brim, some shit, whatever he dropped. Yeah. And I'm like, man, that shit hard. But he gone. Nigga gone too soon, man. I feel like shit like that should be fucked. You know, this world is fucked, you know. But
months I've been working
I ain't got nothing else to say.
on my own
We gonna get straight to this video, man. Let's get to it.
NFT project.
We've put hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Personally, the whole team, $1 million plus.
We had an issue with CryptoZoo where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland.
Yeah, we seen
and,
this
held
part.
hostage for $1 million.
He literally never paid me anything at all.
I don't know if this is part 1 or part 2. From part 1 to part 2, because I just remember seeing it. Like I said,
says Eddie's entire
part 1 never
story
dropped. I never got to
fake.
drop.
The biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Doug, I'm not the bad guy here.
Yeah.
There's some actual out there.
Yeah.
And it's not me. Like, I'm here to build.
Right? I mean, what if he really is? What if that
Welcome to
nigga
part
just
3.
ignorant?
So far, we've discovered fake
No.
orphans, millions of dollars stolen, and a cast of sleazy
Just ignorant
characters.
to
But
what
now,
happened. What's
it's
going
time
on?
to put it all together. What is the truth? And who's
is
to
it?
blame?
Who
We're going to
is?
start by going through leaked text messages of the CryptoZoo team
Yeah,
to
yeah,
understand
yeah.
all of their motivation. Then we'll
Let's
go to
do it.
blockchain evidence and show who
Damn.
sold what. And finally, we'll
This
confront
nigga
some
is
of the
not
people
playing, boy.
responsible. But before we can do any of that, we have to start in March of 2021, 6 months before the token even launched. Our 4 suspects.
He got one of them. He got one of the work boards, nigga. The motherfucking crazy people be having when they feel like they, you know what I'm saying? Like not crazy, because some them niggas be telling the truth sometimes. When like the CIA get, after them or somebody after them, they get that board up and get the. Well, we need to figure out this shit. We. You know what I'm saying? Or just shit like that, or they, yeah, or like police when they try to solve a crime and they, fuck you, nigga, with y'all weak ass spider webs, nigga.
Logan, Crypto King, Eddie, and Jeff are in a group chat discussing cryptos,
Tell the advisor
which
to get with
starts
me, man. I need
as a
some money,
copy of something else.
and I can't
Quote,
spend to make.
I like
I'm broke.
imitating crypto kitties, Jake
Broke
the
as
Crypto
shit.
King says. Logan replies,
And
I
it's
agree.
Christmas.
And initially,
Oh,
it
fuck.
wasn't called CryptoZoo at all. It was called Crypto Pets, and they were going to sell a Pets token. And pretty early on, it became clear this was all about money, how they were going to sell this thing to investors.
Right.
In
okay.
fact, Crypto King said he thought it was worth at least $20 million in only 6 months, saying the
Damn.
range is insane. $20 to $210 million. It's beautiful wherever we land. Eddie
Nah,
jumped in at this point.
that's real though, nigga. 20 to 220, or whatever it was, nigga. 20 mil is a lot, nigga. And if you got a range from 20 mil to 120, y'all niggas finna make some M's. I would've, but you know, it was a scam.
And talked
Apparently.
about how he could sell the project as an investment to a friend, Matt Higgins, saying, quote, he has to spend that $350 million somewhere. Why not us? And Logan says, I love that idea. Crypto King, I'm in. And of course, you have Jeff saying, let's go. So you can see right there, they wanted to sell this game before
How
it
he
could
get
even
all the
launch.
text messages?
Now
though?
later, Eddie amends the list of investors and says, quote, investors will be Gary Vee, Todd Morley, James Altucher,
Them, like,
Ryan
actual
Kavanaugh,
text
and
messages,
others
too.
confirmed on my end. Supposedly, they had $100 million of investment interest. Now, I actually went to some of these investors and asked if this was true, and The one person who responded denied it, Ryan Kavanaugh.
Y'all
Quote,
gotta
nope,
understand
not even a little bit.
100
So this
mil
looks
is
like
a
it could
lot,
be yet
nigga.
another lie from Eddie Ibanez, but either way, it looks like there was
Nigga,
more
1
issues
mil is
than
a
just
lot,
finding
nigga.
investors
Imagine having
because
100 of
the
them
team
bitches.
wanted to pre-sell tokens, and not everyone was sure it would be legal. Jake the Crypto King mentions that, quote, if we have a pre-sale, it opens us up to SEC issues. And Jeff agrees and
I thought
says,
that nigga
don't
was
want to
finna
do
say
anything that brings the
STD
SEC eyeballs.
issues.
Now, not everyone wanted to be so cautious, though. Logan argues everyone
I'm
does
sorry.
pre-sale with coins. Eddie agrees. He
Okay.
says, you absolutely can do it. I have the SEC down, private and pre-sale. And honestly, it was quite the dilemma for this team who wanted money. You know, do a pre-sale, make millions, but
Right,
you know, you have these
right.
potential legal issues.
Legal
Don't
as
do it, you
fuck.
make less money. So Crypto
Less.
King comes up with a middle solution. He
Middle,
says, if we
nigga.
can't
We middle
sell,
class.
no pre-sale. We can still trade them in the liquidity pool. And this is the start of a new disaster, which takes a bit
I'm
of
cold as shit.
explaining.
Y'all can
Now,
barely
just
see
so we're
me
clear,
now, huh?
a pre-sale is where you sell investors coins, usually at a discount, before you've launched. And then when you launch, you give
Y'all
them
gonna
those
see me
coins.
better
Now, like I said, the team
when I
didn't
get-
want
when I
to do
get
that.
my
So what
shit
they did
together.
instead was they bought the tokens on the open market right after launch. But they tried to get clever with it because they didn't actually announce that they were launching this coin at all. They stealth launched it on June 11th and didn't announce this token through Logan until August 18th. Meaning
Damn.
they had all that time to silently buy up as much of the supply at a steep
2
discount
months.
as they wanted. And the idea here was that doing this, the team could get these tokens extremely cheaply, which is kind of like a pre-sale, but you know, without all the SEC troubles. And Crypto King makes this clear on June 7th when he says, quote, launch of the liquidity pool is where huge money will be made because you get in cheaper. And then says, we, the team, begin buying out the liquidity pool. Once the team has exhausted funds for the liquidity pool buying, we send the contract address to friends,
Okay.
family,
I mean,
investors
shit.
who want to be able to get in. So obviously the plan.
I mean, shit. But what if the diddly bop? You feel me? Like, what if the diddly bop? Y'all know, like hey, I hit that motherfucker. That little nigga, that motherfucker, that dude that stuttering shit. Hey, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hi, nigga, shit.
Plan is we buy first, then we give it to our close friends and family, and then maybe the public eventually, right? And even the
Y'all know what a diddly bop is? Hit him with a whack-a-mole. You don't even punch him. You hit him with a diddly bop. Oh shit, we muted it. How we do that? How we unmute it, y'all? How we unmute it, y'all? What we do? What we gotta? What the fuck? How does it work? Oh, it's down here. All right, let's take it back.
so that was their plan.
Let's take it back.
When it goes live, it will likely 10 to 1,000x. So that was their plan. Rather than doing a pre-sale, they were going to do this stealth launch and hopefully get tokens cheaply the same way, but without all the legal troubles.
Right, right.
Or at least that was the plan. Because
At least, nigga. Boy, I was finna get the roast in this motherfucker, but it's all love from over here. I love y'all. I love y'all, man. I love the roast.
Because on stealth launch day, this is where things first started to go wrong for the team. At first, everything seemed to go normal. The team sat in a circle and literally bought it out as planned. But the next day, Crypto King says something odd. Quote, a bot is playing with our token. Kind of cool to watch them work. But he doesn't mention who this bot is. And he also says the asshole finished selling, but doesn't mention who that is. Now, Jeff, Logan's manager, replies upset. He says, how do we prevent someone doing what they just did again? We went from $130 million to $26 million market cap in 2 hours. It's not cool to watch.
It's not.
Logan jumps in. Yeah, wait, how did that happen? And he also says, what asshole? How did anyone get this token except for us and none of us sold? And I think actually this is incredibly suspicious because the implication of what Logan's saying is, hey, we tried to scheme this really well. We tried to all buy this without letting anyone know. How did anyone else figure out we were buying it? Right?
What if the people around Logan was trying to scam and that nigga ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He probably know more than me, so I'm just keep listening.
And
We
this is
only
where a
6
fight
minutes in.
ensues that's going to
Get
become
your popcorn
really
and your
interesting.
blunts, nigga.
Crypto King deflects the question by saying, my buyer pushed it back up to $40 million. And Logan says, no, bro, F your buyer. Explain to me
Damn.
what just happened and how there were 30
Homie
token
using
holders.
all caps.
And Jake
now, he
tries to
mad.
explain that this was just traders and bots happening
you
to
can't get
find the
mad,
token.
bro.
But Logan says only 5 of us knew about it. Jake says, well, many people chase volume and new tokens. And to some extent, he's kind of right. But Logan replies, cap. He doesn't believe it. Quote, I can't be the only one who thinks that's too incredibly convenient. Like someone was tipped off. And look, no one's more critical
Probably
of Logan
was.
than me. But as I'm reading these texts, I was kind of like agreeing. Like, yeah, it does seem too nonchalant when somebody's ruining your secret plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Crypto King was acting very strange. He says, we created $40 million out of thin air. This is a
Right.
success.
Right.
Logan replies, this nonchalance worries me. F
Damn.
40 million. It was at
Fuck that
120 million, which
100.
again, it's all about the money with these guys. But truth be told, I
Hey,
did
man.
agree that Crypto King's
hey,
attitude.
hey, man, you can't do that, bro. You can't be like, this is all about the money, bro, because I mean, it's one thing if you put money before your family, your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, but you gotta realize, bro, like nigga like me, boy, I don't got shit, bro. But once I start blowing up and shit, start getting money, nigga, everything will be about money, nigga. I'm gonna need my money, nigga. Cause why? Cause I ain't have it. You know what I'm saying? And now I do, so I don't wanna go back, nigga. Let's keep stacking up. You feel me? So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Not every single thing is about money, but a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got money, you're fucking homeless, starving. You know what I'm saying? In this blizzard and the cold outside like I am. But you know, I'm cold as shit. But I know there's somebody that's out there that's feeling this 10 times as worse. You know what I'm saying? Money
Seems
ain't
strange in these
everything, but
texts.
it's a lot.
I mean, he's not wrong that
It
bots
can buy
are
your
a
ass
thing.
temporary
Traders are a
happiness
thing.
for sure.
But it sounded like he didn't want anyone to look into it.
Temporary.
So, naturally, I looked into it. And what I found surprised me because there were bots, but there's also unusual human activity during this time. So I tracked the 5 biggest buyers of the Zoo coin.
Right.
And lo and behold, this is what I found. Logan was one of the biggest buyers, which is what you'd expect, but he wasn't the biggest. In fact, 2 of the biggest wallets seem to be associated with Crypto King himself.
Damn.
And here's where I paused. I said, wait a second. Why did this guy buy more Zoo tokens than Logan when this is mostly Logan's project? I thought Crypto King was a small part of this team. And so to get more info on this, I actually got access to an internal meeting note from the day of June 11th, which they called Zoo Day. And in it, we find actually some interesting information. We see that 5 founders bought in. They apparently were, quote, trading in circles until each person maxed out. But on the list of buyers, how much they spent, are only 4 people, when we know 5 people bought. We have Danny, Logan's assistant, for 20K. Logan called for 100K. Jeff at 100K, and Eddie at 100K, but Crypto King is nowhere to be found. And yet, on the blockchain, I have him putting in $200,000 worth. And this number, by the way, seemingly is confirmed in a conversation I had with Crypto King, where he said, my 200K investment. And the reason this is important is because it does imply that something shady was going on the day of the stealth launch. Because Crypto King had a relatively small role in this whole project. He was the
I ain't gonna lie. Definitely something was fishy.
Advisor.
And it wasn't and it ain't that bitch that's sitting next to you with that stank pussy. Something definitely fishy. And I ain't heard this time.
But it wasn't that big of a deal. Like you can see from the internal meeting notes, they have a breakdown of who's getting what in terms of founder tokens. And like Logan Paul's getting 51%, Eddie's getting 30%, Jeff's getting 10%. Jake's only getting 5% of tokens. But he has the most of these like stealth launch tokens, which makes no sense. And it got me thinking that maybe what explains his suspicious behavior around like, oh, don't worry about who was buying at the time of the launch. Maybe that's explained because perhaps no one knew that he was buying up large parts of the token supply. Maybe he was buying it to sell later. Now, of course, that's speculation. So that's why I confronted Crypto King on all of this. But before we get to that call, let's address the elephant in the room. Logan didn't accuse Crypto King of being a scam. It was the other way around. Crypto King told Logan Paul he was a scammer. And the question is, why?
Why?
Well, to answer that, we have to go from June, stealth launch date, to September 1st, the official launch date of CryptoZoo.
September 1st,
with an E.
cryptozoo.co.
Now, the day of the launch was a bit strange because you might think, well, they already have a token, right?
Right.
But the first thing they did was actually create a new Zoo token with a different code, but the same name. And they actually airdropped all the holders of the first Zoo token with an identical amount of those coins on the second Zoo token. So you might be wondering, why did they do that? Well, maybe it's to change the smart contract, but maybe it's because of what they did do. They blacklisted some of the holders. In other words, they didn't airdrop to everyone, including Jake, the crypto king. They excluded his wallets so it couldn't get these Zoo coins. Jake texts the group about this the next day, saying, quote,
the Zoo team.
When there's a big war going on somewhere,
We're gonna read it,
universe,
all right? We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it. We
that always reflects.
You know what I'm saying? Good student in class. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We don't stutter. We don't jump. We don't do none of that. You feel me? We don't do. And I quote: "The Zoo team made a major error this weekend. They chose to not communicate with the community. The community mint a new token and airdrop it to whatever wallets they determined it fit. This decision came from Eddie and Logan, and I had no part in it whatsoever. 11,250. That's 11,250 wallets before the airdrop. Under 11,000 after though. They chose to blacklist and ban over 200 wallets." I could be a good narrator, huh?
The team made a major error this weekend. They chose not to communicate, mint a new token, and airdrop it to whatever wallets they determined fit. This decision came from Eddie and Logan, and I had no part in it. 11,250 wallets before the airdrop, under 11,000 after. They chose to blacklist and ban over 200 wallets. Now, who those wallets are, I have no idea. But he continues, quote, "As a founder like Logan, Jeff, Eddie, and Danny, I had purchased a large quantity of tokens. 5+ of my wallets had been blacklisted from the original team's buys." Now, I don't know why he had 5+ wallets there, but okay. He says 80
billion plus Zoo tokens were confiscated from me today without any communication. Now that's fucked. That's fucking fucked.
Billion Zoo tokens were confiscated from me today without any communication. So,
this nigga trying to be like me, man. Why you trying to be like me, man?
Wow. That's why Crypto King accused Logan of stealing from him or scamming. It's because he was frozen out of a lot of his wallets. Then we get to the text you guys all know. He says, "Logan, you stole $40 million. You're a scammer. You're a con artist, all that stuff. You betrayed your community. The reality is you aren't that guy." And Logan responds, "Oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy." Q, in the arms of an angel. And look, I mean, what do we make of this? Well, I don't know. I can't root for either of these guys because it sounds like Logan stabbed him in the back, but it sounds like Crypto King may have stabbed him in the back in the first place, right?
Right, and exactly, and
tokens that maybe.
Right, and if you gonna stab me in the back, nigga, you can't, like, this nigga saying they both wrong. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, if you want to be a bitch about it, you know, but nigga, you stab me in my back, I'm finna stab you back. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm gonna do it worse. That's me personally. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take that amount of disrespect without any repercussions.
Everyone didn't know about. So I'm really not a fan of anyone in this situation. And by the way, this whole thing was structured so misleadingly from the beginning. I have to talk to you a bit about it because you might think that these tokens were the only tokens they had, but it's not even true. In the distribution section of Zoo's white paper, they say there's 2 trillion tokens.
Wowzers. Nigga, that ain't 2 million. Nigga, that's not 2 billion. Nigga, that's 2 trillion. 2 trillion tokens. God damn.
And a quarter of that are allocated to development, marketing, and founders. Those aren't even the tokens we're talking about right now because they claim that those tokens were locked up for 6 months. And then afterwards, 10% was unlocked every month. And if that's true, there would be no reason for these funds to be blacklisted, right? Why would you blacklist something that would be locked up?
Right.
And the answer is because, well, the founders had more than one set of tokens.
Damn.
Not only did they supposedly have these founder tokens that were locked up and couldn't be sold, these stealth launch tokens were different from that. It's like
Make
a
sure y'all
whole
go back and y'all
different
read that
thing.
if y'all missed it.
And the tokens that they
'Cause
bought,
I'm not.
that all of these guys bought, they could sell at basically any time because they weren't locked up.
Man, don't y'all hate when y'all got some food in your tooth and you just sitting there, everybody just sit, y'all just sitting here and look at me trying to get this bitch out. Nigga, I think I got gingivitis, nigga. Why my mouth tastes like blood?
Which is a massive problem. And this fact was explicitly laid out in their meeting notes with only one rule. They say, quote, no selling until $200 million market cap and don't impact the market more than 3% and not impact the market more than 10% in a day. And by the way, this is basically conspiracy to manipulate a market. You know,
Right.
they're literally having insider rules for how to sell. But we're going to look past that, right? Because these rules eventually kind of changed. A text from Logan's manager, Jeff Levin, came to the group chat, Zoo Founders, saying, guys, new and absolute rules. No one is to sell or transfer any zoo.
Guys, new and absolute rules. No one is to sell or transfer any zoo. Logan's going to make the call when we can make. Fuck! Why the fuck did I just do that? Y'all just seen that? Like I didn't even. Yeah. Let's read this shit, alright? Logan's going to make the call when we can make moves. Oh, your tokens do not leave your wallet. Okay. This nigga is gonna make me mad because I just
Leave your wallet. This is a game. Now, that all sounds
Jesus
well and
Christ.
good. Don't sell your tokens. But the
don't tell your token. That nigga said that bitch like Mario.
reality was, I mean, they're just kind of
Token,
trusting each
token,
other because these
token.
tokens that they're talking about,
You
they're
want
unlocked.
the-
They're
you-
not locked up.
You
And
want
they
the
can sell it at any time. And I guess the question on my mind is,
You
is
want
that
the- you want
why
the- you want
Crypto
the budget
King's tokens
cookie?
were blacklisted? Because they thought he would sell? Or maybe it's just the fact they found out he bought and they didn't know about all those tokens. It's honestly hard to say without knowing more evidence.
You want the white
And this is where we're going to jump into the blockchain. Now,
I dropped the line.
I've tracked the wallets of the entire team and identified the largest seller of Zoo in the team.
Oh yeah, if you want to call me racist, you can. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I love my Chinese women. Hit that DM, shout. No, I'm sorry.
And it wasn't Jeff. It
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
Danny. It wasn't even Logan.
Fuck.
It was Crypto King.
Damn.
Crypto King sold, by my calculations, millions
Damn
of dollars.
scumbag.
And I know what you're thinking. How's that possible, right? I thought his tokens were blacklisted the day of the official launch.
Let me know in the comments what the fuck is a scumbag. I'm finna stop saying scumbag and I'm gonna call niggas a comeback. You goddamn comeback. Letting all these niggas, yeah.
How can he
Yeah,
sell that much? Well, the answer is that not all of his tokens were blacklisted. He had even more tokens behind the scenes.
My ex
And what's worse, the
comrade.
CryptoZoo team actually gave him back a lot of his blacklisted tokens, which I guess you can see as a good thing or a bad thing because he then turned around and sold those tokens, right? And from my blockchain analysis across his blacklisted tokens he got back and the tokens that he had squirreled away the whole time, he ended up making $6 million. He did this by sending out tokens from these larger wallets to dozens of smaller wallets, selling it, and then sending the money to final cash out wallets. So I used those final wallets to calculate the amount he made. Now, I know, look, it's a lot to accuse someone of selling $6 million in a project that doesn't even work. It's a giant scam. So I wanted to give him a chance to defend himself. So I got on a call with Crypto King. And here's what he said when I finally revealed that I knew.
That's respectful. Not respectful. That's yeah, that's that, you know.
I'll go on the record for you, and yes, I'm going to show you the text message that said we can sell at these ascending market caps.
Sell it.
Literally, 100%.
It sounds like your biggest issue with me is that I sold.
if that's your biggest issue with me,
Oh,
Specific gun laws for
Andrew Tate looking ass
don't
nigga.
worry, simply skip this video.
He was like Andrew Tate little cousin. Nigga, that's Andrew Tate little cousin, Kyle.
Wow, that is
I mean,
a big
Jake.
admission. Selling tokens for a project that you're an advisor on when the project has never been delivered. Although Crypto King insists that it wasn't $6 million and he wasn't trying to rug a project. In fact, really, he might be the one who got screwed over.
Right.
like I didn't sell $6 million worth.
I ain't no grown man watch Pokemon. I ain't know. My bad. Not to offend you, but fuck it. You feel me? I ain't know. Weird ass nigga. Right. A year? Snap a doodle and call me a poodle, nigga. 250? Damn, I'm cold. He ain't do shit. Ha 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 ha. I'm mad as shit. That's why I can't even. I don't really know. But the only niggas I'm down to do business with, like some like an actual business all together, is my brothers, nigga, and my, you know what I'm saying, my cousins, my brothers, nigga. Yeah, that's some bullshit. I ain't doing no shit. Bro. Let me and my brother fall out over business, bro. Over business. Over money, bro. Like, over money when we don't owe each other shit. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Some business dumb shit. Ha, 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 ha. Right. I hate to be that guy. I really hate to be that guy. But fuck, man. Millions of dollars, man. Where's mine? I mean, where's the donations for the kids? You know? Yeah. Damn. Darn. How? Look like that emoji. How? How? How?
It was not wrong. It might have been arguably unethical, but it wasn't illegal. And what Logan did, well, that was illegal.
You can say the timing was bad and it was inappropriate to sell, but the reality is I bought tokens open market and sold them open market. So there was nothing illegal about that. Ethically, arguable. The rest that Logan did to me was ethically wrong and illegal.
Now, what do I think of all this finger pointing? Well, I think it's pretty wild to try to make yourself look like the lesser of two evils when you made millions of dollars and investors lost millions. I just do. Now, at the same time, I want to be fair to Crypto King. He's not the only one who sold here. But I also have to say, not everyone from the founders did sell. For example, Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul, which was a huge surprise. All their wallets that I tracked, held on to their tokens, which is good. And to their credit for a game that doesn't work. But you know who did sell? Eddie Ibanez. The guy who didn't pay the initial devs, the supposed MIT orphan. That guy. From what I could see, his initial wallet got a ton of zoo, sent it to a bunch of smaller wallets, and then sold off, kind of like Crypto King. And for my calculations, he made about $1.7 million. Now, I have to tell you that like Jake, I tried to confront him and give him the opportunity to defend himself, but he never replied to my emails or my phone calls, and we're just going to have to leave it there. But we're not done with the money just yet, because we still need to talk about the eggs.
Nigga, where my eggs at, bitch? Want some money?
Technology has always been something that I was kind of into.
You know what I'm saying?
And so when I found out that
nigga told me upload one video a day. I can't do that, my guy. I'm too hard dedicated for this shit. Gotta do this every single day, multiple videos a day, if I want to stumble upon a viral video. And watch how that shit play out, cuz. Watch how this shit play out, because I ain't go cap, nigga. I ain't got it. Bro, I'm broke as shit. I'm broke as fuck. But when I blow up, y'all niggas gonna be like, damn, this nigga came from nothing, turned into something. And he out here hustling and grinding like he ain't got shit still, nigga. Yeah.
Remember, we talked about how they profited from Zoocoin, but they also made millions from X. According to their own internal meeting notes, they plan to make about $3 million selling these eggs for 0.1 ETH a piece. And that's not far from what I calculated they actually did make, which was about 2.5 million.
And I ain't throwing shade on you, bro, because you was trying to give me good advice. And I appreciate that shit, nigga. I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it all the like. Say I start blowing up, I'm gonna start doing it then. But right now, I mentally I can't. I gotta keep going. I got to, because I feel like it's just a matter of time. Matter of time, bro.
Dollars. In the meeting notes, they say they're gonna clear expenses and then do payouts. But payout who? They don't say. And these expenses are referencing an earlier note suggesting Eddie and Logan had both spent $300,000 each, which I'll say is not $1 million. But okay, we'll give it to them, right? So they got paid back their $600,000, but where does the rest of the money go? Well, on the Ethereum side, there's one payout for $364,000 to one wallet, and
Damn.
another $1 million to another. They're both.
And all I want is a little smeasling little $10,000, a little something to get a car, get a place, you feel me? Something light. These niggas playing with M's, boy. I can't wait till the date, nigga. I can't. But
their Coinbase addresses, so we don't know who exactly that is, but clearly someone on the team made a lot of money from these NFT egg sales that do not work. And on the Binance Smart Chain side, where they also made money selling eggs, the zoo that was spent was supposed to be set aside for 50% to be burned, which they did, but the other 50% was supposed to be allocated for wildlife charities and crypto zoo development. Now, neither seems to have happened because all the money is in a wallet that the team still controls. So there are open questions about, where that money is going to go and where the Ethereum money went. Did it go to Jake? Did it go to Logan? Did it go to Jeff? Did it go to Eddie? We don't know. But what I know for sure,
y'all gonna burn crypto money? You're fucking monsters.
Is that no one was innocent, although there are certainly shades of guilt you can argue about, because of course not everyone did sell. You could look at that as the most important thing. Logan Paul didn't sell. Jeff, Logan's manager, didn't sell. But does that make them innocent? Well, I don't think so, because they never built a game they promised people. Logan Paul specifically got millions of dollars spent on this game on the promise of the technology that
correct me if I'm wrong, and goddamn, that timing is crazy. 2. But correct me if I'm wrong, but is he basically saying like Logan Paul was like, we're gonna create this game? Like, he talking about Crypto King being a game, or is it like like crypto app type shit? Because what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, I'm hearing like that nigga told like people, yeah, I'm finna make this game. Y'all want to invest into it or some shit? I don't know, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then do that. You gonna make your money back because we gonna make the game. I don't know. That I could be fucking wrong, tripping. You feel me?
He never built, that his team never built. And he never addressed the failure except to blame his developers who weren't paid. And you could say he promised to work backwards to fix it, but then never did. But at the same time, it's clearly not just Logan's fault either, because there are major team issues, right? You've got Eddie selling millions of dollars of Zoo and then allegedly not paying developers. You've got Jeff, who was warned about Eddie, who kept him on the team anyways. And then after they fired Eddie, seems to also have failed to pay developers on time. And then you've got Crypto King himself, who sold the most, but claims he was the guy who was scammed, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's just like Avengers Assemble for the worst possible team you can imagine to build a crypto gang. And so, unsurprisingly, it turns out a lot of these guys backstabbed each other. And so finding a way to wrap this up was difficult because it's hard to assign exact proportions of blame. Because if you focus on any one person, you kind of miss why this project failed. CryptoZoo, at the end of the day, did not fail because the price went too low. CryptoZoo failed because they never built a functioning game that they promised. Really, the number one problem, even bigger than people selling millions of dollars of tokens, was that they never paid the developers on time, as boring as that is. And as a result, the investors not only got rugged for millions of dollars, which is a problem, but they just didn't get the core thing they had bought from the beginning, which was not a crypto project, but something different.
I'm excited to launch my game.
You keep using and you just did it again. You keep using a word there. Game.
Why do niggas do that with their legs? Why do you put your leg up there? Like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm not saying he gay or nothing, but if I do that myself, I'm gonna feel a little fruit. You feel me? Cause like, I don't know. That's just me, bro. So it's like, why do people do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you fruit, cause you, the viewer, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? But just tell me why though. Is it more comfortable? Does it give off a more feminine vibe for you? Like, what is it? What is it?
You're not using like a project. It's a game.
It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
That's it. Okay. That to me is the biggest scam.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, in a game like that, shit, I love to play that.
In all of this. Yes, it's a huge problem. People stole millions of dollars, but it's a symptom of the larger issue, which is people didn't actually care about the game or this, whatever you want to call it. They just cared about the money. And this is ultimately what happens when you have an influencer LARPing as a businessman. It's what happens when you have a liar LARPing as a developer. And it's what happens when you have a shady crypto guru LARPing as a crypto king. You end up with a mess. And in my personal opinion, a fraud as well. And now that this thing blew up in their faces, these four seem to be dodging accountability faster than SBF dodges calls with me. Because I have reached out to everyone involved. I've tried to get all of their statements on things. So far, no one has taken accountability or offered to refund the victims at all. They're all hiding, pretending these victims don't even exist. But they do exist. And throughout my investigations, they've been the heartbeat of this whole thing. So I decided to close this investigations in a bit of a unique way. Rather than me deciding who's to blame or me deciding what you should think, I want to give them the last word.
Everyone's to blame. Logan, in the sense of his poor management, is his project. He still made these promises to people.
I think everyone it is to blame, including Logan Paul, of course, because he was the one in charge of this, and he was responsible for all of this mess.
Everybody has.
I was finna tell that nigga to go shave, and then we see a nigga that did shave, apparently.
A big part and a massive cross to bear.
Each one of them scammed the project in their own way, and then off to the sunset they went.
It was his job to check the team, to make sure that everyone is working together, to make sure that he is giving the funds.
He said, what is one of those? One of those is a type of niggas that go out and try. No, it's the type of motherfuckers that you will see on not Catfish, but David Hasselhoff. Wait, hold on, that's SpongeBob. Hold on. To Catch a Predator, How to Catch a Predator. Yeah, one of them niggas.
Of the people that put it into his project under his name to people that he actually trusts. So in my opinion, if the team failed to perform, that's Logan Paul to blame.
The community is destroyed. People is angry. They just want their money back. They just want their normal lives back.
Reimburse those loyal fans that they have, or how to rebuild the project, actually deliver on the project. For those who are still holding their eggs, like I am, for those holding the zoo coins. So maybe they could just deliver what they promised, and that would give some redemption to this fiasco.
He's not said a word. That's as bad, or almost as bad, as taking the money. It's the not coming out and just being a man about it.
At least we deserve to know what was happening behind the scenes while we were waiting for almost a year and a half. The fact that we're hearing this information not from Logan Paul, but from pretty much an investigator, it really says a lot.
What did this loss mean to me? It meant a lot, not just personally, because I lost quite a lot of money. My kid and also my wife were invested. It was like telling a kid that Santa doesn't exist or something like that, because she really believed in all that game. She really believed in Logan Paul. Kids look up to that kind of people. So it was some kind of
You can't be mad about that shit, bro. Cause at the end of the day, nigga, like he was just finna say, broken dreams is a part of life for one, and for two, people that let you down is a part of life. You gotta let it thug it out, like I'm finna through this video.
broken dream.
My mum was invested. My sister was also invested. So, I mean, my daughter even had a couple of the eggs and animals, which the loss for them hurts the most, because obviously it's just not nice to see.
For somebody to win, somebody has to lose. That's a gamble you take, whether you get into crypto or not. I got in knowing that I could lose, which is fine. That's on me. But I thought if I lost something, it would be because I sold at the wrong
Damn.
time, or the game didn't earn as much as I thought it would, and therefore my things weren't as valuable. But you never go into it thinking it's not something that they're going to just sell out from underneath you, because they could make so much more if they actually delivered on what they said, even if they delivered on close to what they said. And that's the thing, is you don't think they're going to rug you because there was so much money in a game wallet.
Ultimately, at the end, the way I see it is it was fraud. Logan could have put out the red flags, told people to stop investing more into it, because people were investing into this project until the very last minute, where the ship was still just sinking down the ocean, and people were still putting their cash into it.
If I was on a call with Logan Paul, I would ask him, where did his redemption arc go? I think he was on such a good streak going about his YouTube career and boxing as well. And it's sad to see that because of money, once again, we have degraded down to stealing from his viewers.
What would I say to Logan Paul and his team if I could? Well, actually, I could, because I have an NFT from other project that gives me the right to see Logan Paul, to meet and greet with him, and I will actually use that right to tell him this story again, show him this video in front of me, and see how he reacts when he sees that my whole family and my kid are affected with this situation, because I think that's not human.
You would think that Logan would have told his fellow followers, his loyal fans, that, hey guys, back off, red flag, things are there's turbulence in the water. No, not a single word, nothing whatsoever.
To market products at children and knowing full well that his team is made up of people that he believes are shady characters. Yeah, he still goes on Forbes interviews and says the game is great for kids. It's gonna be amazing.
Who loves it most? The kids.
I mean,
Our developers' kids, all of them, cannot stop playing the game.
I think that is inhumane, the way that side of it's been marketed.
Knowing what's happened, knowing that all of the people that were there from the beginning, like all of the guys that I'd speak to on a daily basis, that we've all just got nothing now. Ideally, I just want to say I'll see you in court.
That's what it came to, man. Ideally, you know what I'm saying? Ideally, I'm tired of shit and I'm cold. I'm gonna catch y'all in this video, man. I fuck with y'all. Y'all feel me?